Hi everybody, it's Diane here. Okay, I think it was the last video we did this. This is an old cigarette card. Okay, well, in looking up the artist for that, I found this. It's Douglas Fairbanks Sr. Isn't that cool? So this is the altered book. And the artist was Alexander Ritchie, Ritchie. Look him up if you want. Anyway, there's not a ton of pages left in here. I mean, there are. But I thought let's put him next to Charlie Chaplin because they were good friends. And it just so happens, this says Just Neighbors on it. They were neighbors as close as those estates got back then. And I don't think I like the background on this. Let's cut that out. And if I don't like it without the background, I'll just print it out again. Other than that, I have no idea what I want to do with this. I like the part in his hair. The artist thought to do that. That's kind of neat. This one, you can read the signature better than on the Chaplin one. Wasn't such a great image. It was kind of blurry, his signature. That's why I looked it up, because I couldn't read it. This one is a little, he used Alec, A-L-I-C-K, P-F, Ritchie. Okay. I like it better without that background, but now what are you going to do with it? I have no idea. Well, as I think I said in the Charlie video, to me that lends itself more to scrapbook paper than magazine paper. No, that just doesn't do anything for it. Or me. No. Well, that's okay. I don't really like it. His hair doesn't stand out. I don't really like the brown with the black suit, tux, whatever it is. Well, I don't think I'm going to do that, but that's sort of interesting. I mean, just neighbors and there's houses. It makes it look kind of like a children's storybook. Well, I don't know. Is that kind of cool? Well, okay, you see that? It fits on there exactly perfectly. All right, Doug, we can take a hint. Okay. Sort of strange. Okay. Well, do we need more like an object in front, trees or something? I don't know. As I'm thinking, I'll browse. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, where they were neighbors, they probably had palm trees, right? I don't think I have palm trees in scrapbook paper. No. Oh, leaves isn't a bad idea, though. Or leaves aren't a bad idea. Which is it? I think it isn't. Diane, Doug doesn't care. Okay, thank you. Oh, I should do a layout with Charlie Chaplin for his movie The Circus, shouldn't I? Think about that. Have you ever seen that movie? Actually, that might be my favorite feature of his. cars. That's not a bad idea. That's the wrong era, though, of car. Too fussy. Okay, we don't want little stuff. I have other cars. Just a minute. I'm putting the Chaplin Keaton book back, and I'm probably shaking. Yeah, I'm shaking the camera because it's on the shelf with that arm. I probably won't be able to find them quickly. They're in with my objects. Scrap of paper, which is kind of full, and you're looking for one. Oh, wait. That would be kind of cool. I know I have another one, something. I don't know where it is. And I'm not sure what era that those cars are. All right, I didn't see it. The Great Arrow. Well, they're a little small. Yeah, where that other paper is. Or do you just print something off the internet in a more appropriate size? I had a bigger car that sat and sat, old like 20s car. Sat and sat and sat and sat, and I finally used it on an iCat, I think just last year. That would have been good. Let me pause. I might have some in a box. Let me pause and look. This is too boring. Hang on. Okay, I found it. I don't know where this came from. It came from here. I don't know how I got it is what I meant. These are kind of small too. However, I do like the color. And I was sort of thinking, well, what if we put houses and then cars? And I chose this because it is so light white because of the other side. So let's just grab one and see. And just for the record, that didn't take too long. I did not look in that other box as long as I found that. In case anyone wants to check on me. There are a few videos on YouTube of the two of them clowning around together, if you're really interested. Yeah, I think that would work out. I am going to have to cover that text or gesso it out, one or the other. All right, well, I don't want a house that looks more like an apartment building. And yeah, this is the same house but in a different color. And that. These aren't bad down here. Oh, this one has a little heart coming out of the chimney. Is that too cute? I may cut that off. I don't think Doug and Charlie were overly cute. Okay. Well, let's just take a car. And I would probably have been going that away if I had my druthers. This is a 1917 car. Wow. To be honest, yeah, this one goes back to 1914. Well, yeah, they had cars in old Chaplin movies that go back that far. Okay, maybe another one. Royal Mail Roadster. Sounds kind of elegant, doesn't it? It's actually kind of a nice little leaflet thing. I wonder if anyone ever framed that. Oh, this is 1912. Wow. Okay. Enough of the car lesson. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna gesso out this writing down here, glue it down. We'll see. I don't know if that'll be it or not. Hang on. Okay, I think that's pretty good to go. I did add another house, this one, but I added another house. What about a bird maybe sitting on the roof or a window? And this definitely has that same cubism look. Well, let's try a cardinal this way. The robin's not bad either, but I'm afraid that's not going to stand out. I'm not wearing my glasses. I kind of think down there. I think I have to cut a little bit of it completely out, or I'm not going to know if it will stand out. Maybe I should leave a little bit. It would kind of match that window frame there. Excuse the garbage. I haven't emptied it for maybe one day. It fills up fast. Now I noticed on that car thing, it says, come here. Come in for your card weight copy of this chart. Wouldn't that be cool? 1970. So go back in time and you can get like a poster of that. I wonder if there's any floating around on eBay or anything. I wonder if there's any of those floating around besides that one that you're cutting up, Diane. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's just glue that down. And then I sort of thought, do I want a washi up there? Just because. But I did not try that yet. Okay, just, you know, a little something. It was a little, I won't go as far to say plain, but just, you know, big object with the paper. I just thought it kind of needed something to break it up. Well, yeah, what color do you want to use? I have no idea. See, like there, or there, or there. Yeah, I kind of think on it. That's not too bad. I could do top and bottom. Yeah, that's a good idea. But what? This looks like it may not have enough. Well, no, I take that back. Probably does. Oh, that's kind of nice. All right, let's just do that. I'm not going to try a million things because I don't actually have a million washi tapes. And I mentioned the place I usually order from stopped carrying washi, so I definitely will never have a million washi tapes. Yeah, I don't know, a lot of those, where I buy scrapbook paper, those companies, I think I already said this, but they have washi tapes sometimes with their collections, not too often anymore. But they're like $5-6 a roll. I'm sorry, I'm not spending that on a roll of washi tape. That's why you're never gonna have a million, Diane, I know. Okay, do we want it close to the wheel? No, we don't. Okay. Whoops. There. Okay, I think that's kind of cool. And it came together relatively easily. We like that. All right, let's see. Let's hold it up and look. I think that's kind of neat, kind of fun. Okay, I have to trim the ends. I'll do that when the glue is dry. All right. That's all the Richie stuff I think I'm going to do for now anyway. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Well, we have a PS today. I haven't had that for a while. Just as I was clearing stuff up, I thought, kind of blank here. How about another bird? Okay, I think that's better. And he's looking at Charlie. And yes, you can find that card chart on eBay in a variety of prices. So there you go. See ya.